Hey y'all, out here looking for our next project and going outside the area we normally go in. We normally stay up in Marietta Cobb and looking over here in Vinings, a little closer to West Paces Ferry area. So moving on up a little, so to speak, doing that with some potential partnering, which is a kind of a new exciting part of my business. And yeah, we're doing things. So I will get you looking at this house and just kind of walk you through the process of how we evaluate the deal. Beautiful set of like floor to ceiling windows. Try and ignore the drapes there. Obviously those would come down. And really like the way that they open up that space and bring in all the light. Kind of a feature you don't find in a lot of homes. Unfortunately, this is the dining room, which is very small and can only fit about 6 people. The kitchen is decent size, not great, but not tiny. But what we would be trying to do here is push this into about a $700,000 house. And for the finishes we would need in the size, it's a pantry. Kitchen would work, the living room would work, the dining room, I don't know, it's pretty small, and that's the only area. It's not like you have a breakfast area as well. We have a nice deck, however, the nice deck has also got to be replaced, so that's just some more expense that you're gonna have to add up. It's got hardwood floors, but there is some damage there. That looks like you could probably cure it just by going a little bit darker with the stain on the floors. That can help to hide a lot of flaws. Something you can't overcome are small bedrooms, and these bedrooms are about 10 by 10. Kind of a chopped up bathroom. You can see the old style where they had the little tiny sink crammed into a corner, so that whole thing would have to be gutted. Some kitschy little saloon doors for the office. Some old wallpaper, looks like it'd be pretty easy to get off there. I do like the corner windows, but again, this is a little office and it can't be more than 10 by 10. Not a big fan of walking. This is what happens when you walk through the door and your steps are right in front of your face. I typically like it to be a little offset or to the side, but that's just kind of that's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know that it's necessarily a value killer. Take you upstairs here. Kind of a useless little balcony to nowhere. You think you just open that up to make more space there. Nice size little master. Also has a walkout deck, which is a nice little touch. Oh, this feature. It's the master bedroom. And though I like the thought of being able to get a little more light in the room, that's your street right there on the other side of those windows. So, not sure that that's how I want my master bedroom set up. I'd probably close that wall off. Not probably. Wish I had some lights in here. But big bathroom, big closet. Unfortunately, it shares the tub and the shower with the hall bath for this bedroom. So just odd. Good sized closets. Another maybe 11 by 11 bedroom, but very small for the price point that we're trying to push here. Only suffers from needing some help on those deck rails and stuff, but it has some really cool lines. They're just being hidden by these big bushes and that just non-modern rail. So when you have a modern house and then you have an old classic stick rail like that, it just makes it look cheap and old, where if you had a really high-end looking, cooler paint colors, just a sleeker design for that deck. The other thing is there's no garage, so you'd have to, and there's only a 1-car carport, so you'd have to double the size of that, push out the deck, and you could do that if it's okay to get closer to this little creek, because it does have actually a very pretty little creek, little city creek. Nice boulders. It's not going to work. Just the way that it's laid out, the size of the rooms, the parking situation. There's a bunch of trees in the back that are hanging over, which Atlanta is notorious for being difficult about how they deal with trees and make you get permits and whatnot to remove them. It's just the size of the rooms. It's just not going to, it would take too much to bring this to where it would be. But if there are $1 million homes in this neighborhood, so just for numbers' sake, to kind of walk you through the process, if we were going to do this home, then, and let's just say the price would be $1 million, just for numbers' sake, because it would probably be more like 650, 700,000 if it was very high end, but we're going to do easier numbers. We'll just say $1 million. So if we were going to push $1 million for this home, normally we would go in with a 70% of the after repair value, the ARV, as for what we can afford to pay, including repairs. So what that means is that on $1 million home, I have to back out down to 70% of that, which would be $700,000, correct? So of that $700,000, I have to back out the repairs. So on a home like this in a neighborhood, to push that kind of quality, even though this one you couldn't do it, if the rooms were laid out better and there was just better space, you could push those numbers here, adding on some square footage and whatnot. But there's no room in this particular house. You couldn't do it because there's no room in the backyard. But you know, in a normal situation, you probably could. This house just sits very close to the back property lines, so there's not a great place to do that. Apologize if I'm glowing. It's about Houston kind of humidity here today. So anyway, so what you would be able to do is you'd come back down to that $700,000 number, and then you look at your repairs. And so let's say the repairs on a home like this home needs everything. There's nothing savable here. It means floor to ceiling, everything, windows replaced, roof, all the electrical. It's from the 70s. It's all original. Plumbing. It's going to need new HVAC, everything. And then you're going to need landscaping. You're going to need, you know, probably $8,000 worth of trees removed from it. So all that will probably add up somewhere between probably around 150,000 because you're going for those higher end finishes. It's going to be much more than a normal renovation. It could even go up to 200,000 depending on you know, what they do to you in permitting for being over here in Fulton. If you had $150,000, then you could afford to pay up to $550,000 for this. Now, because of COVID, I'm going to probably knock an extra 10% off, so do a 60% after repair value. That would be $600,000, knock off the 150, so you couldn't afford to pay any more than $450,000 for this house to make your numbers work. You always make your money when you buy. That's the best way to keep making money. It's possible to speculate on going up and make money, but it's kind of like going to Vegas. You're more likely to not win than win. But anyway, so that's your numbers for that. Have a good day.